Hey everyone, so this is my new backup channel, and I'll be doing things a little differently over here. As most of you know, my content is generally just a video with caption commentary, but I'm going to try something new simply to get my point across in a more efficient way. Over the past couple of years, there has been a creator who has incessantly harassed and attacked several female creators on this platform. And, in this community, there is a lot of drama, which often leads to a lot of chaos. People go back and forth, call each other out, often with a goal to one up another creator. It's drama. Um, Although we all love a little drama, there are lines that should not be crossed. Most of us came to know Sinner when he joined Headstones and Headlines panel. She is a friend and a strong supporter of Sinner. She has encouraged, condoned, and even assisted in his dangerous behavior from the very beginning. It started off with a lot of verbal abuse, but once it started, it didn't stop, and it then escalated into threats of violence. Prior to Sinner, Headstones and Headlines had another woman who would join her on panel almost daily to go over Betty content. And I think a lot of us first took notice of Sinner after Headstones and that woman had a falling out. Headstones claimed that this woman had doxed her by sharing her name and I think maybe her state. Sinner was so angry about that situation that he took it upon himself to get her phone number from Headstones, and he called her and threatened her that he would go to her state and find her. This woman was so scared that she removed herself from the platform altogether. We have not seen her since. I think it's important to note that Headstones never once tried to stop him from those threats. She stayed on panel with him, allowed him to scream and yell, belittling her, calling her names, etc. Shortly after that, he then attacked another older woman who he thought was also doxing Headstones, and he made threats to her on a live, saying that he wanted to stomp her in the ground and went as far as stating she should be decapitated. That's not just shit talking, okay? Those are very serious threats that should not be taken lightly at all. Now, I don't know how long after that, but sometime after that, I received an email talking about what they knew about Sinner and had his criminal record attached. Just given his prior threats, I thought it was important to post one of his charges on my community post, just so the community would know a little bit about what we were dealing with and where a lot of his threats were coming from. I don't regret doing that. I think it was important to do that. Again, this isn't typical drama. This is almost a 50-year-old man who is going live on a public platform, threatening people basically their lives. Since then, there's been a lot of controversy around Sinner. He has attacked many female creators on this platform, one mainly being Queen Bee, as a lot of people know. In fact, he created an entire channel around her. Another creator is Davis Fan, where he has put her address in his lives. He has spoken on her children. He has looked up court records, which include medical information that is nobody's business. He has spoken on what her home looks like, even threatened to have her ex-husband on as a guest on his channel. Along the way, he has thrown in a number of other female creators, has attacked them and their families. Again, if you're looking for some drama, that's fine. If you want to say a few things here and there about someone you don't like, fine. Everybody does that. But Sinner takes it to a whole other level. Now, public record is just that, public record. And a lot of us have looked up police reports, criminal history, etc., and sprinkled that out into the platform. People have been doing it to Betty for years. It's not really that shocking. The shocking part is going beyond that. When you Google Earth someone's home, that goes beyond. When you tell an audience that you have pictures of the inside of somebody's home, that goes beyond that. When you can describe the outside of somebody's house, what's on their porch, what's in their driveway, that goes beyond. Digging through family socials, work socials, that goes beyond. Filling out FOIAs for body cam and police reports involving children of any age goes beyond. I don't care how anybody wants to dissect that or try and minimize it. There is zero reason for any of that to go on. Using their names, not using their names, showing a picture, not showing a picture. If a child is involved in something, you stay the fuck out of it. It certainly isn't something for you to go online to hundreds of people and tell them all about it. Strangers. You're telling strangers about somebody's personal, private business. That involves their children. Not your children, their children. There's a number of you that support his efforts in doing that, and I find it disgusting. As women and as mothers, for you to sit there and try to minimize it is wild to me. Now, to go further, he's also made many threats of violence, many attacks, such as jumping on a motorcycle to drive to your state to kick your door in, knowing that you live there with your children. Telling people that you will fly or drive or take a train to wherever they are so that you can fight them in the street. More recently, you have claimed to have weapons that you are more than ready to use. Long-term threats about meeting up with another man to knock his teeth down his throat over and over and over again. That you are working diligently to find out where he lives and that you're getting closer to doing that. So I think most of you get the gist of where I'm going with all of that. There really is so much that if I were to go through it all, this would be an hour-long video. Now I'm going to jump ahead to my community post. More and more over the last couple of months, we have seen a lot of comments from subscribers saying a report should be made, to keep a paper trail, file complaints, etc. Well, we have reached out to YouTube a number of times, and YouTube apparently doesn't want to take note to their own terms of service. It's kind of difficult to file a legit legal complaint against a YouTuber named Sinner. I'm sure you all realize how far that would go. Again, I will reiterate how serious this is. It's not a joke. No one is taking it lightly. Quite frankly, we're over it. And something needs to be done about it. Sinner thinks that he can just sit here and continue to do this and abuse the platform, abuse the creators, and nothing will get done. So we decided to take it a step further. We went back to the information that was attached to those emails, and we found a contact. One of the first contacts we found was an email address that belonged to his stepmother. I took a chance and I wrote her an email. I gave her a brief description of what had been taking place over the last couple of years, and I asked her a couple of questions that I thought were important to ask. I asked her if she would be willing to email me back and give me any advice or if she was willing to give any information. The next morning, I received this. As you can see, she was very receptive. She included her phone number, asked me to give her a call, and she thanked me for reaching out. I was honestly not expecting that. I can only imagine how bizarre and or uncomfortable receiving an email like that would feel. Honestly, I don't know that I would have responded at all if I were her. When I first called her, she didn't answer. So I emailed her back and I said, I tried calling you. There was no answer. I don't want to bother you. If you still want to talk, just email me back and let me know. She emailed me back immediately and said, please call me back. So I did. We spoke for roughly 45 minutes. She had a lot to say. And honestly, she's the one who did most of the talking. I asked her very few questions, one of which was, could he drive to get to these women to harm them in any way if he really wanted to? I also asked her if there was a mental health issue at play, which might explain some of the behavior. As I said in my post, she was very forthcoming. Everything that is in that post came out of her mouth. She really wanted to help. This is a long history of his behavior within their family and his own life. In other words, nothing about who he is today is any different than who he's always been. She asked me to pass her phone number along to the other creators that he's been harassing, and I did. They also had conversations with her, and she provided all of us with the information we would need if we chose to go file reports against him. Now, Sinner wants to spin this into stalking, like he mentioned in his live the other night. That's not stalking. That woman was more than happy to help. She was very concerned for everybody that he's been attacking. They don't want anything to do with him. They said if we needed them to make a statement, they would do so. Nothing about that is stalking. This has become a serious issue. It needs to stop, and I have no regrets making contact at all. Now, Sinner has seen the post. He knows exactly what's happened. He knows there was a conversation. In his live the other night, he brought it up, and he said, even if I know it's all about me, I can't say it's lies, because he knows it's the truth. That's why he hasn't pulled up the post. That's why he won't defend himself. I'm sure there will be many people who don't agree with what I chose to do. And if you want to unsubscribe, say whatever you want about me, I'm okay with that. I 100% believe I did the right thing. So, Sinner, now that you know I'm the one behind the original email, you can stop pulling other people into it like burnt toast. She has zero to do with anything I have done regarding this situation. So stop name dropping. It's not going to help your channel. It's not going to help you. You have done nothing but terrorize people on this platform. You don't know when to stop. You've even admitted to, I'm never going to back down. You're not in control the way you think you are. In fact, one of these creators has already started taking steps to file a report against you. It's a valid report, so you can go online and you can tell everybody what a joke it is, but it's not a joke. There are serious consequences for your actions. We've looked up the laws. We've done our research. So you can continue, but you might find yourself in some serious trouble. You need to stop. Worry about yourself. That's it. That's all. I created this channel simply to speak my mind out loud. and I will be reviewing other creators as well. So you can look forward to that for those that stick around. I'd just like to thank everybody for listening, and I'll see you later.